Right, so if you can hear a weird noise, that's my fan over there because it's really hot today. So I just finished reading Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that I've never read a book like that, as in it's effectively just almost like a diary. As in, like, if you read something like Red Harvest, Dashiell Hammett, there's good guys, bad guys do a bad thing, good guy investigates, finds the bad guys, yada yada yada. There's, should we say, action. Well, this is just a day-to-day breakdown. There's shit happening. And there it is. I mean, there are a few pages in this. This was written by a white American in 1927, and there is some kind of language in this book that I wasn't expecting. Some words that I'm not too fond of. But you get through that and you move on, and then you realize that Jake and Brett in this story, I have been Jake and I have known a few Bretts in my time. And so when you read that and you read how he feels about Brett and how Brett, I wouldn't say that she uses him, but she kind of uses him. When she needs someone to talk to, he's the one she goes to. And I've been there too many fucking times. And you do feel used. But you can't make people love you, right? You can't tell someone that they love you. Shame. Oh dear. I did find it a little bit... There was a character, what's his name? Robert Cohen. Who a lot of people in this book seem to hate or dislike simply because he was Jewish. And of course, they made him a very unlikable character. And I've known a lot of people like that as well. I've known people that will bend over backwards and will effectively stalk people. I have had friends that would invite themselves to whatever it is you were doing, wherever you were going. They'd just invite themselves, whether you wanted them there or not. And they don't kind of get the hint that you don't want them there. Me and a friend of mine, his name was Ricky, I used to go to school with him. We met up with these couple of girls one kind of like Saturday afternoon, and we decided to just hang out. And so we started hanging out, and we tried to organise this in a way that I'm not going to say his name, Stuart, wouldn't get. And somehow he figured it out. I think he asked someone who saw us, and he just kind of like walked around the area until he found us. And then he found us, and then he just wouldn't fucking leave. And it was just really annoying. So I've known people like that. It's weird. I think it's like everyone's known every one of these characters. The guy who's drunk and gets really belligerent and rude, Mike in the book. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it because it was, there are no big action set pieces, if you know what I mean. So when you read modern fiction now, I don't actually have any modern fiction to hand. I have some over here. Do I? Yes, I have some down there, but I can't be bothered to go down there and get one. But how modern fiction is written now, you know, you've got to have this big hook to grab people and hold on to them and keep them interested throughout the entire book. This doesn't have that. Nothing really happens in this book until they get to Pamplona and the bullfight starts. Nothing really happens. It's just dudes in Paris going out and getting drunk, and then going out for coffee, and then going out and getting drunk, and then going out for coffee, and then having some lunch, and then going out and getting drunk. And it's literally just this same thing over and over and over again. And the characters are just building and building and building until the end. I kind of liked the simplicity of it. I think that there was, I don't know, I don't want to say there was no expectation that anything was going to happen and there was going to be no massive payoff. I suppose the payoff on this one was an emotional one, if you're reading it from the perspective of Jake Barnes, and his feeling towards Brett and Brett's feeling towards him, which kind of makes Jake, I wouldn't necessarily say a tragic character. The tragic characters would be kind of like Mike and Robert Cohen, because they're totally and utterly infatuated with Brett, and she just kind of, she doesn't like Cohen, even though she slept with him. She just can't fucking stand him, but he will not leave her alone. He's like a lost puppy following her around. Mike, the guy she's going to marry, turns out to just be a complete fucking prick, and so she doesn't want to be with him because of that. But then at the end, she's like, she wants to be with him. It's just, and yet she loves being around Jake. She loves hanging around with him. She loves being around him. She likes using him as a sounding board. He treats her with all the respect that he feels she deserves. And he is utterly in love with her, but she's not with him. And that's not how she sees him. I kind of get the feeling she sees him as, I don't know, a big brother, I guess. Yeah, also been there. I think the most men have been there, right? Especially in my age. Been around the block a few times. And I felt that loneliness he must have as well. I felt that. Anyway. No, I just wanted to pop on and catch up on that stuff. So next, what I have, because I'm going to try and read a bit more of the classic stuff. So I'm going to read this. I'd already started reading it. I'm a little way in already, and I figured I'd stopped because I was genuinely bored out of my fucking mind reading it. I'm like 58 pages in, and I got so bored of just talking or reading about Russian aristocracy. But then I read this, and you hear a lot of people online talking about this kind of literature and how they are really just a slow burn. Like the Brothers Karamazov, nothing happens for hundreds of pages. And given that I haven't read any of these things before, I had no idea this is the way it used to be. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and by this point, fiction was already kind of fighting for your attention from watching movies and television. I suppose television was the big thing back then, right? Radio was one thing, but trying to read a book when you have access to a television, and of course television taking up all your time simply just sitting there channel surfing. Now of course channel surfing has become doom scrolling. I try to not pick up my phone, which I'm filming this on right now, but I try not to pick it up when I'm in the house. I only really have it in my pocket when I'm out and about. So, and I have no social media apart from this channel. I've got 3 YouTube channels. They deal with different things. I've got 1 Instagram account, which is for my photography, which is the only reason I didn't get rid of it. I didn't delete it for that reason. I did have other YouTube, other Instagram and X accounts. I just deleted them all. I got so fed up with sitting staring at my phone, just scrolling and literally doing nothing. It's like channel surfing. You're trying to find something to watch and you can't find something to watch, so you just go around in circles, just looking at all the usual channels, and all the usual crap is on. There's nothing on. It's one of the reasons why I stopped watching television. And so I figured, why the fuck am I doing this on social media? It's the same damn thing. So I just deleted all of my social media, and then I deleted all of the passwords and everything. And of course, these passwords are not easily remembered. 20 digit or 20 characters, a whole mess of things. So it's not like I can just remember what they are. If I want to go back on the social media, I have to start from scratch. But I have to say, I did enjoy it. Bittersweet at the end, I think, but I don't necessarily mind that so much. I kind of knew there wasn't going to be happy ending. I knew it was going to be a more realistic ending, given the tone of the book. I knew that it would be a bit more realistic. So then I'm going to start this. This is just part 1. I've got the other 2 parts up here. I'm going to start reading that because I already started, so there's no point starting anything else. And then we're going to go from there. And then when I'm done with this, in about 58 years, I'll get back to you. Fuck, it's a big book. It's a big boy. However, if I do get a bit bored of it, I have other stuff to read. So, as you can, that's a record collection. I've got books over here as well. Why am I telling you how many fucking books I've got? That's stupid. But I'm gonna fucking go.